Hey guys, Mustang here bringing on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and so we are going to be taking a look at the new full free-to-play Saiyan Saga team, a team that everybody will be able to get by going through and doing all the new tutorial panel missions. Now, I know there is an issue. I saw a bunch of people commenting on the Version Z Goku video. There is an issue with one of the missions being bugged. And it's not happened for everyone. It didn't happen for me, because obviously you guys saw when I loaded up the game after the maintenance for the video this morning, where I talked about everything in the data download, like the mission just completed for me automatically. Because the tutorial, if you've done the tutorial already, if you're someone who's been playing the game for, a while, I guess you could only have been playing it for a day, but you've probably done the tutorial, it can't be replayed. So the mission to beat the tutorial should auto-complete for everyone who's completed it. And that is the mission that it seems to be bugged. It hasn't completed for some people. And it seems that the reason for that is something to do with the login, like after the maintenance. So for me, the maintenance started at 3 AM. I was asleep by the time the maintenance started. So the first time I logged in and actually got my reset with like the daily login bonus and everything was after the maintenance was finished. And that allows the mission to be done. So if you'd logged in at all after reset last night, I say last night, we're going by UK time, the game resets and you get like the thing come up saying, you know, that you can do like the Roshi event again and stuff like that. I think that's still at midnight until the, actually it might be 1 AM at the moment before the clocks go back. If you'd logged in after that point, but before the maintenance, like maybe you were grinding the world tournament still or anything like that, as far as I know, that's the reason why it's bugged. So unfortunately, that means you have to wait until tonight when the next reset happens, and then the mission should complete, which I know is a pain, as it means you basically can't get on and finish some of this stuff until that does actually proc. But we are going to take a look at the full team. I have gone ahead and farmed up all the copies of them. I have rainbowed them. I have link leveled them all to link level 10. So they are all ready and good to go. So I only just noticed as well, the Piccolo and Gohan unit is called Piccolo and Gohan, but they have all in the family, which is interesting. So we're going to take a look here. There's obviously going to be a lot to go through because we're going to go through all of the units details. The only one we're obviously not going to go through is the Version Z Goku, because I've already done the showcase video for him. He, of course, is designed to be the leader of the team, and the purpose of this team is to give everyone a free category team that you can then go ahead and use to beat events, so you can get medals to Dokkan Awaken the summonable characters that you pull and stuff like that. So this team's not necessarily supposed to be super good in endgame content, right? We're going to try the team out here against the Red Zone Freezer, the first stage of the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone. Red Zone is considered like endgame content, but obviously the Wicked Bloodline one's quite old now. The Freezer event just got or the Freezer stage just got a bunch of additional missions added. So I thought it'd be interesting to try this one out and see how capable the team can be. Now, obviously, remember, Goku only has a 130 lead, but just like if you are a brand new player and you've got this team fully farmed up, when you go to jump into an event, it's going to give you a friend leader. And we have the Piccolo and Gohan Dokkan Fest, who are a Saiyan Saga and then Earthbred Fighters lead. So they are giving everyone on the team a 200% leader skill. And then obviously Goku gives them the 130. So they're not going to have as high numbers as if they were on a full 200% team. I might do a separate video trying them out under a 200% leader, right? We'd have to just not bring Version Z Goku and bring either our own Gohan and Piccolo or Int Yamcha or something like that, right? Just to see how good these free-to-play units are and how well some of them will splash into other teams. So we're going to start off with Gohan and Piccolo. They raise attack and defense, so infinite stack on their super, supreme damage, and they seal. Then when we have for their passive, key 2, attack and defense 30% per Saiyan Saga or Earthbred Fighters ally on the team. So they are restricted to being run with those allies in particular. Obviously for the tutorial team, that doesn't matter because all of the units are Saiyan Saga and Earthbred Fighters characters. Additional attack and defense 150 when performing a super. Medium chance to crit. Additional attack and defense 50% and launch an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super when all allies are super class. Then they get 20% damage reduction when there's an ally whose name includes Goku on the team, which of course you get the Version Z Goku to be the leader. So pretty solid passive, like decent stats start of turn, 150% on super, built-in chance to crit, an additional attack, and then damage reduction as well. So that seems pretty good. I built every single one of these units additional and then dodge, because that's it. A lot of them have crit abilities, a lot of them have decent super attack effects, but realistically, as free-to-play units, if we want to try them out in any tougher content, probably going to want them to be dodging like big supers and stuff, right? So TN does the tri-beam, of course, greatly raises defense, which is an infinite stack, greatly raises attack for 1 turn and does supreme damage to the enemy. And then his passive is attack and defense 150%. He gets an additional attack 200% and defense 100% when performing a super. Additional attack and defense 100% and performs a guaranteed crit when there's another Bond of Friendship ally attacking in the same turn. Then he gets an additional 30% attack and reduces damage received by 7% per rainbow key sphere obtained. So he definitely could be very interesting. I think the Chaozu is a rainbow orb changer. So not only does he get his full passive active with him, but picking up some rainbow orbs gives him damage reduction as well, which is very, very good. So then we have the Chaozu here. He greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage and a high chance to stun. His passive is attack and defense 140, additional attack and defense 140 when performing a super. He has a great chance to dodge as the 3rd attacker in the turn. So if he's in slot 3, he has a 70% chance to dodge. He randomly changes key spheres other than physical to physical, and then randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow once only, and all allies attack and defense 40% when there is another Bond of Friendship ally attacking in the same turn. So he only creates the rainbow orbs with the Bond of Friendship ally 1 time. So it helps out TN on that turn, but then it's a once only thing. So that's actually not as good as I thought it would be. Then we have the Krillin. He greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, greatly lowers attack and defense, and has a high chance to stun. Like, all of these guys have really good super attack effects for sure. And then attack and defense 150, high chance to dodge, additional 150 to both when performing a super. He supports Saiyan Saga allies, 1 key and 30% attack and defense, additional 2 key and 50% attack and defense, and chance to dodge 20% when the target enemy is attack down or defense down. So if that is the case, he'd have a 90% chance to dodge. All allies key 1, attack and defense 30%, and chance to crit 10% when there's an ally whose name includes Gohan Kid on the team, which obviously there is, the Gohan and Piccolo. So he's actually giving the Saiyan Saga allies 2 key and 60% attack and defense, which is obviously very, very good. And then last but not least, we have Yamcha. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage, lowers attack and defense. And then key 1, attack and defense 180, additional attack and defense 180 when performing a super. Additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. Then he gets another additional super attack as the 2nd or 3rd attacker in the turn. Damage reduction of 70% within the same turn once only, and performs a critical hit when HP is 50% or less at the start of the turn. So if you start off on low HP, he has a massive amount of damage reduction for that 1 turn. And bear in mind, again, this team is designed for being able for new players to just smash through Dokkan events. So in a longer event like a Red Zone or something, the fact that he's not going to be able to get this ability more than once isn't necessarily the end of the world, because it's not really the content that he's designed to be used in. Which, of course, saying all that, we are now trying them out in a Red Zone stage. But Piccolo and Gohan, 195k defense start of turn, Tien 89. They do all get a lot of extra stats on super, as well as having the relatively good super attack effects as well. So we take double-digit damage in slot 1. I mean, 8.5 million. Now, this is the thing, right? I'm tempering my expectations for the numbers that we're going to see from these guys, because they're all free to play, and the version Z Goku only gives a 130% leader skill. The friend is giving a 200%, but like, yeah, these guys getting an additional and basically dropping another 9 million attack stat. They stack as well. So, yeah, very good showing for these guys straight away. TN doesn't even get to do anything here. Now, we definitely want version Z Goku to go first, and ideally not get AoE'd straight away, because we would like Krillin to get his attack off. Krillin has 127k start of turn, and then obviously he's going to get another 150% when performing a super. So he's getting, what, 180 on super, going up to about 300. So not crazy amounts of defense, but he does have built-in chance to dodge, 50%. So, and obviously we're putting Chaozu in slot 3, so he has 70% chance to dodge. He's got 124k start of turn. So yeah, let's see how we get on. No AoE slot 1, please. Yeah, good. Goku takes double-digit damage. 11 million straight away for him. I mean, Obviously, bear in mind, Krillin is giving him a 60% support on this turn as well. So, very, very good. Goku, of course, with the infinite stack on the defense on the 18 key. So, we'd love to see that. Triple super from him as well. Honestly, like, I was worried that I picked this event and was worried that maybe this one was a little bit too difficult. But we're already having a pretty good showing here. Krillin with a 5.8 million attack. That's not anything too crazy, but he's kind of the support unit of the team, right? He's giving everyone 60% support. So him not dropping a crazy high attack stat is definitely not a negative, I would say, for him. So then what have we got going on here? We got, you guys are now up to 273 start of turn. You're only at 90. Do you want to be in a specific slot? You want to be second or third attacker to get an extra attack. And we floated off Chaozu, so we do kind of want to get Chaozu and Tien together at some point. So let's do that. So we'll grab those for you. And then you can grab this. Tien, of course, being in the middle here. He's got 89k start of turn, which is not a lot. But he greatly raises defense on super, and it's an infinite stack. And then he's getting 100% defense when performing a super. Are either of these guys Bond of Friendship allies? Because that's the thing, is without them being Bond of Friendship, it means that he's not getting that extra stats. But I thought a bunch of the Z fighters from this period are, aren't they? Okay, you're not. Is it just going to be Chaozu and... because these guys will be on Bond of Master and Disciple, won't they? So I guess it is just Chaozu and Tien then. Krillin, surely, with Goku? Is he on there? Yeah, he is. Okay, so no extra stats for Tien this turn, but that's fine. So we'll let Yamcha go off in slot 3. Yamcha could potentially super with the hidden potential as well. Yamcha could super 4 times in one turn, which is pretty decent. So then Gohan and Piccolo start us off here. Yeah, I mean, very solid numbers from them, considering the leader skill amount. And obviously they just need a unit whose name includes Goku on the team for them to get that extra bit of defensive ability. There's a dodge as well. They seem like definitely a unit that could be nicely splashed into another team. Like Saiyan Saga, if we get some other buffs, new Dokkan Fest or something like this, like these guys seem like they could be pretty solid. I know people still really want like a really good Dokkan Fest like Kaioken Goku, because we got the LR, right, from the 7th anniversary, but the proper like beam struggle with Vegeta, like Dokkan Fest Kaioken Goku would be really cool. Saiyan Saga definitely could have some potential, because these guys, whilst they're not like, you know, absolutely insane, these guys are all certainly very solid units. And as I said at the beginning, to bear in mind, these are all the numbers that we're seeing with one of the leaders of the team being a 130 lead instead of double 200s, which is obviously what we're used to for showcases and difficult events and stuff. So that's actually very, very good. So I probably want to keep you there for the links. Only Z fighters and Shattering the Limit, but Goku's up to 421. He does still have guard on this turn as well. He still has damage reduction. He guards if he's in slot 1. Krillin's at 159, doesn't stack. You don't stack either, do you? So there's not really any worry about doing anything with you. So we'll just let Goku get the 18 key super here so that he can get the extra infinite stack to his defense. With the guard in slot 1, damage reduction, extra defense he gets being in slot 1 and all that, he should be tanking fine even if he gets super attacked here, which I guess we will see. He's got hit enough times for his passive to be fully built up as well. Yeah, double digit damage. Very good. So yeah, I mean, bear in mind, like, again, the Red Zone Freezer stage, certainly not the hardest event anymore. You know, not the toughest of the Red Zone stages by any stretch. But, I mean, I think we can quite clearly, easily say that this stage is more difficult than a Dokkan event. And that's basically what this team is built for, as we've already said, like, multiple times now. But, yeah, it's going to be very, very easy to just clear through these events as a new player and get some of these, get your summonable units awakened. So the only problem is, in terms of slot 1 units for the team, Piccolo and Gohan here are up to, what, 375. They still get 150% when performing a super as well, which is crazy. And then they have the 20% damage reduction because we have the Goku on the team. So as long as they don't get immediately slot 1 supered, they should tank in slot 1 for the most part pretty well throughout the course of the run here. We make sure we get a couple of rainbow orbs for Tien, so he gets, well, so he gets a little bit of damage reduction. He's not actually being attacked, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, they take double digits from the AGL Frieza. AGL Frieza's super attack can certainly hit quite hard, but these guys getting 150% on super means they go up to, what, like over 800k defense, and they're getting the raise on their super attack as well. So potentially after a double super, these guys are at like 1,000,000 defense here with 20% damage reduction for a free-to-play unit. Like, how much are they going to take from this super from Frieza? Like, bear in mind, he's not the craziest hitting unit in the world, but yeah, double-digit damage. Like, I mean, these units, I mean, it's not surprising because they're newer, I guess, but it really does hammer home how much of a disappointment the World Tournament Easy A cards are, because these guys, they don't even have Easy A's, but these guys are all relatively solid units. I would say that all of these guys are better than all of the free-to-play, like all of the World Tournament Easy A's that we just got. Except maybe Hachan, but the problem with him is that he's stuck to being on that one team, right, the Dragon Ball Saga team, whereas this team is a full, like, relevant team in and of itself with the whole setup. You just get it all for free by doing all the missions. Yeah, I'm actually quite impressed. This is one of those, it's funny that it's taken so long, right, because we're almost at the 10th anniversary of the game, but if you're a brand new player, getting on, doing all the panel missions, getting this full team, you're going to be absolutely sorted for getting through all the early content, being able to clear through quest mode, do Dokkan events for your summonable characters that you've pulled. I wonder, what are there any Easy A's that have Saiyan Saga as the weakness category? Because this team will probably be able to handle all of those, which helps you farm some stones. Yeah, overall, I'm definitely very, very impressed with this team so far. We have the revival active here for you. Yep, good. So we don't have to worry about dying this turn, because unfortunately, with all these attacks in slot 1, even with 430k defense, Piccolo and Gohan are not going to be surviving a super attack from this Frieza. But bear in mind, this turn 7, these guys with their infinite stacking up to 430k defense. Obviously, with the links at level 10, it does help significantly. But we don't have All in the Family, which is a big defensive link. Z Fighters is a really good attack link, 20%. So we'll see how we get on here. If we don't get immediately supered, I'll be really interested to see how much they could tank a super from Full Power Frieza after they've attacked. Because, like I say, they're going to be well over 1,000,000 defense now on this turn after they super. Okay, so he does a little bit of damage to them with normals, which is fair because we've got type disadvantage. So taking anywhere between 6 and 14k damage, roughly. Now they're up to over 10 million attack stat here, though. There we go. Can we get another super as well? No. So we take double digits. They don't get supered. Okay. TN at 5.5. TN definitely seems like the worst one, I think, from what we've seen so far. I mean, him getting damage reduction with Rainbow Orbs is nice. Obviously, he wants that Bond of Friendship character on the rotation to be a little bit better, which we're not really seeing with him here on a regular basis. But, yeah, they see Krillin, obviously not crazy when it comes to the attacks, but is a unit that gives a lot of support. Do you get any extra links from Chaozu? No, you don't, but that's fine. We'll do the active skill for Goku, because that gives him the post-super buff. In fact, I wonder, because I didn't know from his original showcase, yeah, I think he does not get the buff if you use the active skill in slot 1, because we used the active skill in slot 1 in the showcase, but his defense was only roughly around this same amount. So I don't think he does get the extra defense. Well, I guess he's already, we're already fighting an extreme class enemy though, aren't we? So he probably just had that already start of turn. Still, 1.3 million defense for the version Z Goku, who's going to have guard in slot 1 as well. So yeah, this team is really, really good. I'm genuinely impressed with... this is a great time, like if you are a newer player starting up the game, like going through these panel missions, getting all this stuff done, you really do get a very like credible team that's going to be able to do a lot of the difficult content. I say difficult, a lot of the starting content. But like I say, we will definitely have to jump in. The only problem is we don't have a Goku on the team if we don't use version Z Goku, but I'll definitely have to try out this team with an actual 200% leader rather than the version Z Goku. But yeah, I mean, so like very solid, like decent to solid performances from everyone. Piccolo and Gohan definitely looking like the best out of the bunch. Really good attack stats early on, stacking, damage reduction if you have a Goku on the team. They seem really, really good. Krillin, obviously not doing a lot damage-wise, but gives support, has decent dodge chance built in. Chaozu obviously can be useful because he has the really high chance to dodge in slot 3, but he's not really doing a lot else for the team. So, but I could see, like, if we're talking, because, you know, that category is not exactly crazy right now or anything, but if we were to build what would be the most optimal Saiyan Saga team right now, you would definitely put a couple of these units on there, I would say, especially the Gohan and Piccolo. I think it's very interesting that they have a different name to the STR unit because they are just Gohan and Piccolo, but at the same time they have links like all in the family. So these guys could go on the team really, really well. Yamcha is an interesting one. Like, he did some relatively decent numbers, and obviously if you're putting him in slot 2 or slot 3 to float him off, he can get a bunch of extra attacks. And then of course if you do get to the point where you're at 50% or less HP, he has 70% damage reduction for that one turn, which is really, really good. So honestly, I think this team is pretty solid. If we take a quick look here, I don't want to drag it out too much here at the end, but if we take a look at the Saiyan Saga category and who we've actually got to work with in terms of superclass as well, right? Because, you know, you've got some of the extreme Saiyans like the Vegeta and Nappa and stuff like that. But if we take a look here, like, who else would we want to put on the team? Like, if we drop you off to put you on as the leader because you're a 200%. In terms of currently right now in the meta, who is still good? I guess Tien and Chaozu with their Easy A were pretty good. And they are a Bond of Friendship character who get extra buffs if there's another Bond of Friendship character in the same turn. So we could probably drop off like Tien to put the Tien and Chaozu on there. I don't know if I would say this guy is better than the Summonable Yamcha, because Summonable Yamcha does have like really good dodge chance. And then of course there's the Carnival Kid Gohan, who is a bit outdated at this point, but I feel like, I guess if all you're really getting out of him is the dodge, maybe better than the Chaozu. I think if we were going to drop the Chaozu off the team and keep Krillin on as a support, we could then put version Z Goku on so that we have a support unit, another support unit, and we have a Goku on the team for Gohan and Piccolo. So yeah, I would say that in terms of Saiyan Saga for like a super class, like a Z Fighters team, this is probably a really good build that we could actually beat some like red zone stages with and stuff. And we're using the free-to-play Piccolo and Gohan and the Krillin on here. So yeah, definitely very, very good. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Let me know if you were able to complete the missions or if your one is bugged and unfortunately you have to wait until reset. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the free-to-play team. I think they did an absolutely cracking job. Really good free-to-play team for new players to be able to get. And you know, we saw there with the Red Zone Freezer, whilst it's not the hardest stage, able to get through that stage with relative ease. And that was with only a 130 lead and a friend 200%. So yeah, definitely very, very good. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.